open it up for questions. So what I'm going to do is, rather than call people by name, because it's going to be podcast here, I'm going to call out my podcast. And at least one representative from that podcast, if not more, if they could make their way up here, it would be great. So I need anyone who is from a month podcast.
I need to know.
Playing with the Spirit. What if tomorrow? What if tomorrow on the Fringe? Beyond Life Paranormal, and Bordertown Strange.
You're part of the fun.
You can, yeah, I'm not
Are you gonna stay there?
And yay for all of you, you get to listen to me talk, because I represent Bordertown Strange and on the Fringe, so I'm gonna head up there and handle for you. All right, so I'm going to kind of semi-moderate, but we're all so used to just blabbering on and on about any topic. I'm not too worried about us actually being a moderator. I am going to kind of I'm going to kind of moderate us through some introductions and a couple of questions, and then we're just going to kind of open it up. So, starting down with Mark, why don't you talk about what your podcasts are and a little bit about them?
So I've got two podcasts, What If Tomorrow and What If Tomorrow the Fringe. So it starts out there with one thing. So What If Tomorrow, right now, when we started out, we were covering everything. We were doing the what if scenarios. What if Yellowstone blew up? What if we had cheap free nuclear power? What if we had a blizzard? And then what if those are real? And then eventually we split it. So What If Tomorrow is more news, preparedness, and the what if scenarios. What if AI takes over the world and that sort of thing. And conspiracy theory type stuff. And then What If Tomorrow on the Fringe, we talk about fun stuff. We talk about ghosts, ghoulies, UFOs, cryptids. Lost history is one of our favorite topics. So we like to talk about that and new stuff that comes up in the lost history stuff. Just anything that comes up that's fun and interesting and not quite mainstream.
Adrian.
I do have a podcast. It's the Mustang Podcast because it stands for Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and the far off land of Kansas over there. And I think it's kind of a long story, but I'll keep it short if I can. I knew, what's your name? John. I knew that she had a podcast. She was doing weird stuff, and I too wanted to do a podcast. I didn't have any idea how to do it. And then fast forward like 2 years later, I hear about this terrifying, Kansas, that's only like 2.5 hours away from me, and I've never heard about it. I just, dang it, we can't do that. I want to talk about stuff in the Fort State area, mostly paranormal events and ghost stories and stuff like that centered around there. I had no idea how to do it. She did, and she did. I said, I want to do that. Let's get some podcasters from all those areas or hosts. So I said, let's get a host from each state, and we can center on those states, and it's actually on our fourth season and kind of advance beyond that. Yeah. But that's what it is. I said mostly paranormal because that's what mostly is, but we like to talk about just events where we can get together like this because to me it's just fun. Okay.
Ditto plus. Our initial premise actually was to try to get people from outside of what I was calling the quad states here in the Midwest, the flyover states, trying to get people to come to visit us. And you don't have to go to California, Connecticut. Okay, I've not been to California. It's one of the six I gotta go. But you don't need to go to Kentucky or Connecticut, New Jersey, or wherever. We've got tons and tons of stuff going on here in the Midwest. And the first show, before we even started, Adrian said, okay, I want everybody to make a list of all the places that they've investigated in their state, or that they've visited and done some kind of paranormal work or whatever, even if it was just a tour. And oh my God, I started listing things, and I'm like, holy crap, I've been to 85 different places just in the state of Missouri alone. And I do just as much because I'm right at the border of St. Louis, so I'm right across the river from Illinois.
You don't have a lot of.
No, I don't. I either do taxes, I do controllership, I do IT work, or I do, yeah, so, yeah, I have to like. That's probably why I'm still saying. But I thought it was a great idea. I knew Adrian because I met him, what, 13, 14, something like that. Because he came and spoke at our conference that we tried to hold in St. Louis, which was unsuccessful. It was good. No, it was good. But financially, it sucked. But just because of the times and all that. But anyway, we still had a good time. He knew me. That's how I got. Who do I know in Missouri? Oh, hell. I know Ken. So he called. I said, sure, it sounds interesting. Let me know what's going on, what you guys plan on doing. I'm going to try this and see if I have enough time. I made the time, and I'm so happy that I made the time to join these guys. It is the only podcast that I have on is regular as a co-host is Amok, but I have now been on as a guest. How many? Maybe 15 different podcasts now. It's like, how many people know my name? We know. Okay. So, we know. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it. Adrian said I love the conferences. I've been going to conferences for 20 years. That's how I learn a lot of things. I meet people. I pick up the good things that make sense to me. The rest of it, a lot of it's trash. It's like I don't want any part of that. But I pick up the best things, and then I've had so many experiences. And doing some meditation, I've learned that, God, I have done that. God, when I was 15, like, no way. But just different things. I never knew what it was called until about 20 years ago. Matter of fact, 15 years ago. So it's a lot of fun.
I am the O of Amok. The O of Amok. I knew Adrian, gosh, from back at the Mid-South Paranormal Convention in 2018. And he came to me because I have exploring the paranormal perspective. I've been doing that. This is my 5th season. And like, I want to do a podcast. I'm like, it's a lot of fun. You should do a podcast. I want to do a podcast about this because I was the person that didn't tell him about me. So I was like, oh, I'm in whenever you want to do it. And then he asked me about who I knew who could be from Kansas. I was like, oh, man, Pam's from Kansas. So I asked Pam, and she was like, well, yeah, let's do it. So we got together, and like he said, we're trying to make sure we get people around these areas because there's a lot of things on these areas. There's a lot of cryptids that goes on in these areas, and we want to let the world know, hey, it's not just over in California or in Wisconsin or in New York. It can be right in the middle of the United States as well. And a lot of people that are from around these areas don't know that there's a lot of stuff that goes on. So we want to try
I've heard the conditions when the hours away.
Sorry, Adrian. But that's what we talk about on my podcast, One Paranormal. to try to get their names out there for people to then maybe call these people to help me out if I need it. I also talk about what I call peak searches, which is talking about haunted locations, people, places, and things. And I have a true crime podcast, true crime podcast. I have a true crime episode once a month with another paranormal investigator from Trader Hill. And we pick two cold cases and keep it secret from our psychic medium friend, Marky Holt. And his guys have to tell him what our cold cases are about. And we talk about what our cold cases are about at the end of the episode. I have found those very interesting. But that's me, and I'm a gamer, so that's a game.
Hello, I'm JD, co-host of Channel of the Spirits. Co-host running around somewhere, Parachon. We're out of the greater Kansas City area. We started out as an investigation group, and then COVID happened. Like a lot of our other podcast groups, sister podcast groups, we all started to investigate. We're telling ghost stories at a friend's basement. This would be pretty cool if we could actually record this. And we're like, oh, we got cameras. So that's how we kind of picked up. We cover everything from UFOs, cryptids, paranormal, our investigations. We still actively investigate. We have a lot of friends that are still in investigation groups, so we do collabs with them. We're very pro podcasts. We have a lot of other podcasts on our show. We are horrible interviewers. Please do not. We don't interview well at all because we talk over everybody. So what we do very well is generally have discussions or topics. One of our favorite podcast discussions that we recently had was the Flatwood Monster with Cracker Can Cast. All the scenarios that happen, cryptids, monsters, anomalous, yes. So we, our main channel is YouTube. So you can find us on all the other channels out there. Subscribe on YouTube, of course. Check out all our affiliates down below. The podcast, we are constantly doing stuff. We do live every Wednesday. Always looking for interaction or ideas. So we've done D&D, we've done old murders like the H.H. Holmes, Legends, Sleepy Hollows, Witch Trials. So we have a wide variety of different topics. Good. Some we ramble on. Generally, we like that good.
All right. Hey, it's me again. The chick that's been talking at you all day long, talk for phones on the podcast. So I'm on the Friends with Mark and Pam over there. And Pam and I, 3 years ago, decided to start our own thing. I say decided to start. We were coerced and forced into it. Pretty much against our will, but we actually ended up really loving it, or at least I do. I think she loves it too. Bordertown Strange, named after Bordertown Paranormal, and based on our area and everything beyond it, this area has such high strangeness. And we always laugh every time somebody asks us where we're from, and we're like, we're from Kansas, and they're like, what the heck is Kansas? And we're like, what's not in Kansas? We're not the little dinky flyover state where nothing ever happens. We have so much in this general area, which is kind of how this evolved. We got together because of the high strangeness. So what Bordertown Strange covers is kind of much what they're talking about, a little bit of everything. We do paranormal, supernatural, UFO, alien, cryptids, Bigfoot, mysteries, true crime. We just did this year, we did the Girl Scout down here in Oklahoma. So, and we have so much more to go. We're about 3 years in, and I think we've probably got about 80 more years worth of stuff. Easy. We're going to have to really take some count my use gold or something like that and get through it all. And I've guested on several other different types of podcasts too. And you can find ours live every other Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central on YouTube, and you can also watch it on our Facebook page.
Russell Reynolds, the Paranormal Podcast.
I started out about 3 years ago on the Supernatural Link Network. If you're familiar with Supernatural Link, it's ran by K.D. Stafford, who was on the Ghost of Devil's Perch and Ghost of Morgan City. I met Brandon Cooper, who we call the Star. I call him my brother from another mother. He got me started on the network. And then last year, I decided to venture off on my own and start my own podcast on my own network. I run the Beyond Life Paranormal Network. And we cover true crime, we do serial killers, we do history on haunted locations, we post our investigations and talk about them. Paracons, we bring on guests. I've had people on from that do past life regressions, near-death experiences. I'll even have people on that practice the Wiccan religion, witchcraft. Nothing limited on my podcast. And I've been a guest on several. I've been on Muck as well, on Jay's podcast. You can find my podcast every Saturday night on YouTube, Beyond Life Paranormal Research, and on Facebook, Beyond Life Paranormal Research Missouri. And we do one on Sunday night with my dad and I co-host that podcast. And we have two special guests, Carol Garcia and psychic medium Rebecca. We talk about various paranormal topics on that. And I mean, you never know what we're going to talk about Sunday. My podcast is more like an open format. We kind of do like a roundtable, so it's not like an interview process. We just go where the conversation takes us to the viewers. And I enjoy doing it, especially talking to new people and coming out to conventions, bringing the podcast out there and meeting new people everywhere I go. I've met a lot of people along the way and made a lot of friends. And so that's a little bit about our podcast. Again, you can check us out Saturday night and Sunday nights on YouTube and Facebook.
Awesome. Okay, so we've been introduced to you all. Who here listens to the podcast or watches live podcasts? Quite a few. We kind of want to make this about you too. Our team is one of our favorite things to do. We do like Kansas UFO Day and stuff. We go and do open panels to these places. And what we do is we just talk about whatever, and we open it up to the people there and what they would like to talk about. Is there anyone here who has like a topic they would like to hear about, a story they want to tell? Do you have a question for anyone of the podcast? Nope, I'm gonna have to leave this one. Oh, do you have any questions about haunted locations we might have been or gonna talk about? Oh.
Started thinking like Sunday school, you ask a question, everything was what? That's the story wise. You can come up to the front of the class if you'd like.
My name is Steve. I enjoy watching What If podcast. That's how I do this. But I just have a question. Out of all the haunting and paranormal stuff that you've done, what would you say your favorite part of it is?
Who wants to go first?
The journey. Going through the that journey. And going through it and actually getting that one that makes you just like, oh my gosh, the golden ticket, so to speak. I hate the review. I'm sorry. I just really hate the review. Until I get that the 10 years.
Really, it is a journey, I guess. It's discovery stuff. I mean, when you're going, you talk about doing investigations and stuff like that. Some people go in with, I'm going to see this, I'm going to see this. I go in there, I'm not going to see anything, and that's the way I was. And then when I do witness something, and that's what you're waiting for. That's why you listen to the 7 hours of audio, watch those videos, and the story that's do it for that
at first it was more like, okay, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. So I want to learn more. So I would go with other groups for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, go on tours, go on various ghost tours, just to learn more about what's going on. And as time went on, I did start off doing, residential, basically private investigations. Heck of a lot of work. I did that for about 4 or 5 years, and I'm like, no, I'm done with that because I was the only one reviewing stuff. It's like, oh no, when you got, one recording, but you've got 5 recorders, you've got 6 or 7 videos going on, just remember review, it takes at least 2 hours per hour of audio or visual to go through it. So if you've got 20 hours of stuff, you're looking at almost 90 hours of review, looking for something, a needle in a haystack. But but eventually I got to the point where, okay, that's okay, I don't want to do this anymore. And now I do a lot of this basically because I have fun with my friends. So it's an outing. It's a way to meet new people. It's a way to learn new techniques. Just to have fun, because while you're having fun, it was brought up earlier today, you're having fun, you're just chatting amongst yourself about nothing, joking and everything. You'll potentially capture things in the background, because I've discovered that spirits want to have fun too. So heck, they'll chime right on in and they'll go right along with your joke. We play cards with spirits. They cheat, yes, they cheat all the time. And then they expect to win. Like, oh heck no, no, you're not gonna win this time. I'm not gonna show you the cards. They still cheat.
He's still mad over that good poker game he lost.
I lost my shirt over that deal.
I have an answer on this one too. I'm a big, huge nerd. I like the research. I like the history, and I like digging into the background of places, and the background of people, and just finding out all the time to kind of build the story of what might be behind the haunting or whatever.
Well, whenever you go into locations and they're all thing, and your mind just kind of goes into, wow, what did this look like back when it was vibrant and running, and what were the people like that came through these halls and everything like that. That's how my brain works whenever I'm going into locations like this, especially the one location that I absolutely love and can't go to anymore, the TV hospital. I absolutely love that place, but also at the same time it's sad, because you think about hospitals, especially the TV hospital, sadness and death and everything like that. But at the same time, you're like, what was it like? What was it like for this patient to sit in front of this window and get the sunlight? What was it like for the nurses, the doctors, staff come in and take care of these patients every day? And that's just.
So, I got into this when I was a teenager. I was one of those bad kids that wanted to go into the abandoned farmhouse that didn't have any windows or doors. I wanted to go through abandoned, broken down factories, and I wanted to explore. And as I got older, I noticed that, those places can have stuff in it that I can't explain. And it's kind of evolved into just an open curiosity about everything. But probably the thing that I stick with the most is I enjoy helping people. I mean, and it doesn't have to be paranormal. We have helped people with a lot of normal things. We found several people with gas leaks in their house. Oh, guess what? All these strange things that you've been seeing, you've got gas leaks in it. It's causing you problems. A bed against the wall with an electrical panel with the EMF so high that it was giving you nightmares. Stuff like that.
You got rid of that poor old lady's husband when you fixed the shim on her door.
Oh, yeah, we had a door. It's like it opens all the time.
I have to walk across every time I hit a certain board, the door open. And so I put a level on it, and put a shin to the door to stop opening. So, I mean, I like to explore. What is the reason?
She was very sad, by the way.
She was very sad. I am a terrible person. But he's I want to find the root cause of these things. If I can't find the root cause, then it gets really interesting. Yeah. If you may have seen with the advertisement for me up on the board, I do call myself a parahistorian, so I'm going to say a similar thing as Pam. I love learning history, but I'm going to learn history firsthand, if I can, straight from the inhabitants that may have lived in a particular location and not rely upon secondhand information. That is exciting. And then the other thing is trying to reenact a particular scene. We've done that numerous times. The Missouri State Penitentiary, sitting in the gas chamber, trying to reenact somebody being, Thomas More was one of them. That was an amazing experience. But just those types of experiences are just amazing. And you learn so much about not only the experience itself, handle what is being presented to me. So that's kind of mind blowing as well.
It's really the journey. No. My podcast is really what 90% of our investigations now is in collaboration with people. The amount of amazing investigators in this area. We get to go to some amazing locations. People don't realize how active there are so many in Kansas, Missouri, not as much in Oklahoma, Arkansas, the like sleeper mortuary back there, meeting the owners, seeing what they're dealing with, going in with multiple different paranormal groups and investigating the same location to see how other people do different techniques, what works. Every location has its own unique personality. Certain locations like certain equipment or no equipment. Certain places are more active with certain people, what you bring in, what you get out. It's so much fun. And if you're not having fun, you're probably doing it wrong, unless you're scared and running out. But that does happen every once in a while. And a bad day ghost hunting is an amazing day in a historical location. And you got to hang out with some of your amazing friends. So that's what I enjoy about it.
What I enjoy, and I'm sure the other teams can elaborate on this a little bit, because I'm sure it's not just our team. We have, I call them keystone moments. We've had these moments at particular haunted venues or places over the years where something so incredible or something so strange or just something so out of the blue will happen. And I feel like it's like a video game. We level up. Like our understanding of everything that's happening completely kind of flips on its side, and we're now on like a completely new journey. It's happened not a lot, but a number of times enough that I feel like who we were as a team when we first started back in 2012 is long gone. Like if we could go back and talk to ourselves back then, they would not recognize who we are. They'd be like, "What? You're studying what? That's silly." But we've had these keystone moments. I mean, I can play some of them. We have a little local cemetery that we kind of grew up on. I would say that was like our elementary school years. And then we had a haunted nursing home that turned us crazy. And then Sally House was a turning point for our team. And at each one of these places, we had something really weird or just really incredible or just so off kilter. It kind of completely changed the way that we look at things now. And we've gone so far beyond just the basic house haunting. And I think probably if you ask any one of these, they've been on the same kind of little hero's journey in their own research and investigation. So it's like a growth thing as you go.
For me, it's like Pam said, it's to research the experience, especially going out there on events with other teams. Learning from them, you get to learn something new every time you go out. For like Missouri State Penitentiary, every time you go there, it's never the same activity. It's always something different you experience out there. And you're always taking that little bit of memory with you when you go to these places. And you come out of there, and you've got the memory that, hey, you experienced this, and you never forget that. And that's what imprints into you. And that's for us too, in our team. We love that moment to spend with people, educate them, talk with them on these events, and investigate with them, and see the smiles on their faces that, hey, they're having fun with us and enjoying themselves, and that brings satisfaction to what we do, and going out to these events, meeting people, and investigating with them. I mean, last year at Missouri State Penitentiary, I've investigated this place 3 times, and a new experience happened down in the dungeon where there's a big ball of light that appears behind 2 investigators that we thought they lit a flashlight. I mean, it lit up the whole cell block. We could see everybody standing there. Well, the guy that had disappeared behind, he was talking to his daughter at the same time. And that is one experience I will never forget out there, and I still talk about it to this day. So that is some of the stuff we take down with us when we go to these locations, and then we can share it with you guys, so that maybe you guys can go out there to these events and experience the same thing, and come back to us and say, hey, I experienced that. And then to see the smiles on your faces, like, wow, that's awesome. That's what it is for us.
I think that the best thing that has happened, I don't know about you guys, but it's meeting folks like you. We go to events or we meet new people who we can look at and say, okay, these are our people. They have open minds, and quite frankly, most of the people I've met at events have just been fantastic. And that experience of community might be the best thing that's ever come out of a start.
I'll hear the story. Like, whenever anybody from convention comes up to my table and they start telling me their story, I love hearing
And then you tell people, no, you're not crazy.
Yeah.
That's not to say that crazy people can't have experiences. Just in case one of you people are crazy out there, just 2 things can be true at the same time. I go into dark rooms and talk to myself. Yeah.
That's different than the experience.
Okay, so here in front of me, I have a couple of questions from a mega fan. Yes, if she's in the room, I would love for her to like, give us a shout out or a wave. Her name is Tina Scout. She was like, oh my God, I love y'all's podcast so much. I have these questions, can you please answer them for me? So here they are. And I'm gonna do them together, because I think these can be answered together. I don't think they have to be one off, because we got about like 10, 12 minutes left. So her questions were, who is the one person you wish you could get on your show? And what was your favorite show? Who wants to start?
Okay, we'd love to have Aaron Goodwin on our show. And our favorite show is a show called Ghost Lab with Wayne Brothers. The first people to really try scientifically stuff and stuff.
I've already had some people I wanted. If I had to have anybody, it would probably be Nick Rock. So I would love to talk to him about his experiences before he was on Ghost Adventures and now that he's doing all this other different kind of stuff. And my favorite show, I don't get to watch a lot of shows anymore. If I had to say back in the day, it was Ghost Adventures in the early days, not now, but the earlier days.
Mine would be Steve Gonzalez from Ghost Hunters. And my favorite show was Ghost Hunters back in the day when cats first started out. Yeah.
I have like the great ability for familiar. Great friends, great ones to have on. Show wise, I don't know.
She's a mega fan.
I think when she meant show, she meant your show. What was your favorite show that you did?
Oh,
Yeah, on your show, what was your favorite one you did?
oh my gosh. Recently, it was the one in John Baxter.
Yeah, they got to talk to John Zappos like live. I was watching it.
Oh,
no,
so stoked. I couldn't contain myself.
They're all like, I want to interview this paranormal star. I want to interview the Pope. I want to say, okay with the Pope guy. Let's talk about these exorcisms and stuff like that. That's what I want to do. They're like,
you wouldn't be asking about what's sitting underneath the Vatican.
well, actually, I would actually go. I like to keep my show an hour. I don't want to go over an hour sometimes. Some people want me to go over an hour. But I would like to do that. You know, all these people that have been interviewed, and everybody meets the Pope. They're like, ooh, meet the Pope. I would like to go. I want to know about this. My favorite show is actually, if you watch a show, sometimes we have, sometimes it's just like today, people can't make the show. And so I have what's called a paranormal graph bag. And then it's just a brown sack that I wrote with a marker on it, like a federal grave. But I take it up and pull out the topic, and then just a chance to without any kind of prep. Just talk. So it's just those shows are always fun. The first one is great because I had certain things that I just roll my eyes at, and then the first thing I pulled out was one of the subjects. But anyhow, that's fine.
I would really like to sit down with Josh Gates. Just for the sheer amount of places he's gone and people he's met and things he's looked at. Just the stories would be worth it. I don't even need to interview him. I just want to hear him tell me stories. As far as my favorite show, it's not even paranormal. My favorite show that we have done, and it was actually fairly recently, we were talking about lost history and all of the new discoveries they're finding. Caves where they found stone tools that date back over 1 million years, signs of our ancestors taming fire more than 500,000 years ago. Just the proof that's out there that our ancestors were not dumb brutes. We built what we have today on the backs of giants, literally. And that's probably my favorite thing. And it's not paranormal, but it's pretty amazing.
I'm going to be on the same thing with Josh Gates, so it's just like thunder, but that's okay. But yeah, Josh Gates would be. We'll do a co-hosted, hosted podcast. Anyway.
We did interview Heather Amari last year.
Oh, we
That
did.
was good, Josh.
I have
Yeah.
met Josh Gates when it was an amazing, but he's too busy for with his schedule. But yeah, I think he would be amazing to just sit and talk to for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. I think we got an hour show. Yeah, I think 2 or 3 hours should be good.
A week.
Oh yeah, that's true too. He's going to be probably 2 or 3 more times in the next year or so for us because he's got so much to tell us. But I think one of my favorite, before I say my favorite, but my favorite one was actually a few weeks ago. We didn't use the brown bag because one of our guests couldn't make it that night. Excuse me. And so we found out about it the afternoon. I said, hey, why don't we just have our folks who listen to us just send us in questions? That was a really good one. That hour went by.
That's what I figured. That's
So,
that one.
so fast that it was like, that one ended up being almost an hour and a half. But we were having so much fun just answering the questions because they were pointing at us. How did you get these questions wrong? I said, I don't even know how to read the questions. But, I'm like, oh, I see 3 questions. Like, anyway. But another one that we did that I will say that we actually totally loved. I came up with, it was my turn, in the first 2 years, every week, one of us would take a turn leading. Mine was Halloween that week. Great. So I came up with Monsters of Old. We talked for almost 2.5 hours about all the old time monster movies, Frankenstein, the movies, the characters,
The Thing.
the Thing, the Hand,
The 1 hour show.
yeah, that 1 hour show, 2.5 hours, and Adrian said, it was long, it was really long, but I loved it.
And, we have pictures in the thing, and it's really funny because apparently I get a look, and Pam knows the look because next thing you know, she'll just start laughing. So, anyhow.
And Adrian, speaking of, Adrian also knows the signal for me to calm the pace.
Like your face. You are more honest.
Yeah, what does this look like?
Talk about super fan, there's one right there.
So it's kind of related a little bit and everything. I actually had 2 kind of questions. My first one is, with you guys running an amazing podcast, all of you, if there was any, in the world of podcasts, if you guys had any idols of like, oh, I want to be like Aaron Maynard or something, or like anybody like that, it's like the bigger names that a lot of people know.
The rich ones?
Yeah.
I want to be rich.
And then my second question was, obviously you guys cover a lot of topics and everything, and of course, obviously enjoy it. But is there an oddball topic you would love, like personally yourself, if you're like, I could do like even just like a 20-minute bit on just this way out of the way topic in my world podcast? And like, if it's like way over left field, what topic would that be? I was just kind of curious.
Is that even a thing? Is there a topic so way out that field that we wouldn't do it?
There's no place I don't think any of us would go.
I've probably talked about it because I should have changed the name of my podcast to In the Weeds, because I started out on the topic, I covered like 50 different ones before I get back on topic.
Yeah.
So it's just mad, total mad.
Yeah, we got, watch our podcast, the first one with rabbit holes. Parachum goes down almost every single time. I have feedback from the correct person going, I really like that episode, but I think you probably named it wrong, because you only covered that for like 5 minutes and 15 other topics during that one. That's what we started out to do.
So,
Well, to talk about who we look up to, I just want to be myself. I just want to be myself, and if you like me, you like me. I'm very blunt, I'm very honest. I think I'm very fun-loving and funny sometimes, but, but I want to be me. I want people to actually like my show because they like the topics that I go over and they like what I'm doing. And I do have several that I do on my show, but at the same time, that's probably my ADD, I guess. I just kill squirrel. But I love doing it, and I hope others enjoy doing it too, and are watching it. And yeah, do a podcast, guys.
The bottom line, I think what I'm hearing is that we want them to emulate us. Is that fair? That's fair.
I'd really like to change the format of my podcast to a bunch of guys and people just sitting around in a bar. And I'm the bartender, we're just sitting there getting trashed and talking about whatever comes up.
See, I got a bar at my house, and I kind of floated that past the super fan back there, and she's like, no.
If you were closer, come up.
Yeah, I really, you can help me talk her into it, because I want to start our own podcast. And we are known by members of our team as close friends at TNA. Tina, I'm Adrian, so TNA, and I want to do paranormal TNA. And I think we get people just for the name of the show. But, but
I don't think they're gonna stick around very long when they realize what it is that they're watching.
well,
Mark, the name of the show, just a fear crossing.
Fear crossing.
There is a PSA out there for this. If you ever get invited to a naked paranormal hunt, they need no equipment.
Oh. So, story time.
Got the hard way.
Well, that started about, it's been like 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
Right? So all of us who were teens back then, I'm sure all of us were teens back then, we're all pretty long lasting here. We all started getting emails and letters from this production company somewhere saying, hey, we have this idea for this all new show. And that was really when like paranormal TV was at its height. Like everything had at least one show on their lineup for the weekday. Like Ghost Hunters was huge and, all of it. And so we're like, ooh, a paranormal show? What is this? It was like a call out for, we teens. And I remember we were with Pam when she got it and she opened it up and she was like, no. Yeah.
I believe
We're not going to be interested in this. And we were like, what? What is it? And we were just like, ooh, they'd be interested in that. And she was like, no, they're calling it something like Naked and Afraid. Only a paranormal team ghost hunting, completely in the nude. And I laughed so hard because the first thing I thought wasn't you, it was, where do you put your equipment?
my exact words were, nobody wants to see that.
The next thing I thought was like, I know about paranormal teams, and I don't think you could pay me enough money to look at them naked.
There's not enough money in the world.
So, I'm guessing that this TV show never happened. Or it happened on some like pay-per-view channel, but I don't know. And I'm glad that I didn't.
It's going out to everybody who's in the industry.
Did any of you like sign up for it? You want to set up now?
I can tell you, I are like certain yoga pants. Yeah, so these box systems that are filming in IR, certain things are much bigger than you realize.
Yeah, all y'all black shirts.
All right, so we're kind of down to the end of the hour here. Really quick before we leave out, why doesn't everybody really quick just restate your podcast name and how to find you? You want to start down on me?
All right. What is tomorrow and what is tomorrow on the fridge? We are on Mondays at 7 o'clock. We do a live stream. One Monday we do on the fridge. One Monday we do what is tomorrow. Unless it's soccer season and things get kind of crazy. You can find us on Facebook Live, YouTube, What If Tomorrow channel, and What If Tomorrow on the Fridge channel, and we are on X. So you can watch our live stream on X as well.
We are Vermont, and we are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, other places, I guess. I don't know. She handles the other places. We are live on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central, and if anything goes awry, it's live. So,
And you can find all of us, I think, on your favorite podcast.
Yeah. You can go to exploringtheparanormalperspective.com. All the stuff is on there. I'm on YouTube as Geeks Paranormal, Twitch, Kid, Rumble, you name it, I'm on there. Pretty much. But I'm on Sundays at 5 p.m.
I am on Amok as well. I'm not recruiting this. I'm Amok as well. But I'm also, you can find me on Facebook, Monster Paranormal. That's my business name, whatever you call it, paranormal name in St. Louis. But then you can hit me up with questions if you want. And I'm live whenever I look at Facebook. Okay?
We turned it off. Yeah. So I'm JD Codos, the gentleman with the spirit. You can find us. Our main channel is on YouTube, but we're on every podcast channel out there, Spotify, Apple. We drop our main episode every Friday. We do a Whack Wednesday story, a Sunday Fun Day, and we're adding new episodes during the week as we come up with new ideas. Again, thank you. We do a live every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30 on Facebook and YouTube.
All right, Bordertown Strange, catch us live every other Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central. Our next one is this next week. We're going to be covering the con and what all happened here and who all we got to see. So catch that one. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. You can find us on Facebook. And you can hear us if you just listen in on all your podcast providers. And our entire back catalog is free. So if you want to go back and listen, we have some fantastic stuff. In fact, if you catch our last show, we actually got to interview Chris Bartell, who was here. I don't know if you caught him back there from Skinwalker Ranch. So go back and check that one out.
And on the online Paranormal podcast, I hear every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central, and then again on Sunday night, 8:30 Central, along with my co-host, my dad. We're on Facebook, the Online Paranormal Research, Missouri Folk Fathers, Missouri, YouTube, the Online Paranormal Research. I have past episodes from when I was on the Supernatural Link Network. I've had several of the paranormal celebrities on there, from Dave Schrader to Rob Dermarest from Ghost Hunters International, my cousin Johnny Zappis. So you can see future episodes and past episodes on there as well.
Excellent. Okay, guys, thank you so much for helping us with this little impromptu thing together. I knew this was a good idea because when you just throw a whole bunch of podcasters together, we could talk all day. So easily no moment. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I'm going to work us into the break. We're coming down to nearly the end here, so I'm just going to remind you all, get your this is your last chance to get your raffle tickets in. You have to be here if you're going to win. We're going to announce at 7. Get in there and get them. And if you're new here, you'll get to find out that the Bordertown Paranormal crew, we'd like to give out a little special gift to everybody for coming and enjoying the con with us today. If you will take a moment to look at the raffle ticket, everyone who is here right now gets one free ticket to throw into anything they want. But you got to get up there and get your ticket. And while you're there, go ahead and buy you some more and get them thrown into those raffles, because we're going to announce those here at 7. Remember to check out the vendors, get last minute stuff there, and there's still concessions running, and there's still some merch out there. So go check that out. And when we come back, we're going to do our last big panel, Shadow People, Dark Masters, and other things that go on through the night with Adrian.
Me.
And then we're gonna call raffles and close out for the evening. So everybody's gonna take a breather, stretch, and get those raffles.
And if you have a question that you get to ask, we're all available to be more than happy to answer.